We all know who Trey Songz is, but do you know his criminal background? I did the research so that you don't have to, and here's everything that I could find. We're going to start off in 2016 with his first official arrest. R&B artist Trey Songz is charged with felony assault on a police officer after refusing to leave the stage. He said that Mr. Trey Songz had been told his set was over and that he had to get off the stage, but instead, quotations, he became irate and started throwing objects from the stage, speakers, microphones, anything he could get his hands on. And his bond was set at $25,000 and he later did get released. In this specific case, he was initially charged with a felony count of assaulting a police officer causing injury. Those charges were later dismissed and he was sentenced to 18 months of non-reporting, and he also agreed to undergo counseling for anger management as well as drug and alcohol testing and pay restitution, according to Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Detroit Free Press reports the singer apologizing in court, adding, "I love Detroit." In 2018, Trey Songz was arrested on suspicion of domestic violence, and the woman accusing Songz, Andrea Buria, spoke out during a press conference, claiming that Songz repeatedly punched and choked her in front of several people and no one stopped him. He also did retain a restraining order against the singer. The case was later dismissed. The court decided to dismiss the case with prejudice, meaning that Ms. Buria could not file her claims against the singer at a later date. The decision was made based on the repeated charges that Ms. Buria made against Songz without adequate evidence. And during a press conference, Ms. Buria said, "Trey, I want you to get help, and although I'm not your first victim, I'd like to be your last." In 2020, Jahara Jeffries had accused Songz of sexually violating her on January the 1st, 2018 in Miami. And she stated that the original complaint was dismissed, quotations, without prejudice because of a technical error. She refiled a civil assault and battery suit roughly a year later, seeking more than $20 million in damages. The woman claims she met Songz at a 2017 New Year's Eve party at Sean Diddy Combs' home, and later that night, she and others accompanied Mr. Songz to where they sat at his private table. She alleged that she had begun dancing with Mr. Songz shortly after midnight when he non-consensually penetrated her with his fingers. Ms. Jeffries claimed that she wasn't the only person Songz sexually assaulted that night, and she also spoke to other women who accused Songz of groping their buttocks while on the dance floor. She also accused him of attempting to bribe other witnesses. Trey Songz then settled the multi-million-dollar lawsuit alleging sexual assault at the Miami nightclub. And according to legal documents obtained by Billboard, the R&B singer reached a confidential deal just weeks before the case was set to go to trial. 2021, authorities accused Mr. Songz of not following coronavirus protocols and other rules at the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium. Police said in a statement that other spectators at the game complained about a man who was not wearing COVID-19 related protocols and other code of conduct rules, including not being disruptive, intoxicated, or using obscene language. Police said he punched one officer and put him in a headlock. He was arrested and jailed overnight. Jackson County prosecutors decided not to charge Mr. Trey Songz after he was arrested, and they cited insufficient evidence in the case. In 2022, a former University of Nevada, Las Vegas basketball player also accused Trey Songz of in a social media post. And Las Vegas Metro Police Department did issue a statement regarding this specific case. Quotations, the LVMPD has concluded the investigation into the sexual assault allegations against Tremaine Neverson and determined that no criminal charges will be filed. If any new evidence comes to light, the case will be reopened for further investigation. Now, also, we can't forget Miss Keke Palmer, who accused Songz of sexual intimidation and claimed that he put her in his fabulous music video for Pick Up the Phone without her consent while she was at one of his parties in Miami. Here's exactly what she had to say about Mr. Trey Songz. Quotations, "This is preposterous. How am I in this video, Trey? Just because you gave someone food and alcohol and throw in a little sexual intimidation doesn't mean that they will buckle. Quotations, this is the sexism and misogyny I refer to because if I was a dude, he wouldn't have even tried me like this.
Was it a misunderstanding? Like, cause you accused him of sexual intimidation? Like,
it wasn't a misunderstanding.
You tell the story of what?
I tell my truth. And, I just thought it was real interesting that after all those things went down, someone else had something to say. So it wasn't like, I don't like when people think that somebody just gonna be saying something just to say it. First of all, I love black people. I love my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to ever tear nobody down, try to tear no black man down. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I stand for. That's not what I'm about. So if I say something, I'm saying something for a reason. And I feel like so many times black women say stuff and nobody gives a shit. Excuse my language. Nobody gives a fuck when sometimes black women say something.
And this was his response. Ain't nobody putting her on camera without asking her. There's a sign on the door. There's a video being shot. You step on these premises, you will be recorded. Point blank, period. Now let's fast forward to today. November 28, 2021 at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. Tyrell Dunn alleged that Trey Songz and his security guards beat him up after he tried to rescue his wife, who reported was being held against her will. Now, the judge at the time had ordered an $11.2 million default judgment, which included nearly $28,000 for medical expenses, $5 million for pain and suffering, $5 million for punitive damages, and $1.2 million for prejudgment interest against the singer on October the 10th, which was later dismissed January the 16th, 2025, after Trey Songz claimed he was unaware of the lawsuit filed against him despite a reporter reaching out to an attorney who said he represented the singer more than a year ago and despite previous news stories on the lawsuit. And according to Mr. Dunn's description of what occurred, he said he heard his wife screaming for help, attempted to enter the room to help her, and was physically assaulted and battered by Trey Songz and his associates. He stated he suffered fractures to both eye sockets and injury to his nose, face, ribs, stomach, ear, and head, and missed more than 1 month of work as a Maryland Capitol police officer. So he is suing for battery, assault, negligence, and negligent hiring, training, supervision, and retention. Clark County District Court Judge Jacob Reynolds has scheduled a jury trial for March the 16th, 2026. So I'm sure that we're going to be seeing a lot more of Mr. Trey Songz after all, especially since he's due for jury trial March 16th regarding this matter. Thank you so much for watching this video. That is all the information that I could find about Mr. Trey Songz. But it's safe to say that Mr. Trey Songz has a criminal record and a lengthy allegation history as well. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.